Hello, I'm Jim Olson. I've been a stamp collector since I was 8 years old. Now I'm in my 80s. I want to show what I think is something new in stamp collecting. The idea is to put two stamps on a card and put the card into a viewer and get a nice clear view. Well, I'm a stereo photographer and I use this viewer with 3D pictures, such as this. And years ago, since I was used to these stereo viewers, I just had a thought. What if I were to put two stamps onto a card and put them into a viewer? What would I see? Well, I put two stamps onto a card, I put them into a viewer. It's a 3D viewer, but I'm not seeing 3D, but I'm seeing a lovely close-up of the stamp. My left eye is looking at a stamp and my right eye is looking at another stamp, but what I see what appears to be a large stamp about this big, and you can examine the detail on the stamp and the beauty of the engraving. The viewer comes from the Berezin Company, BEREZIN.com. That company deals with things for stereo photography. And these viewers cost about $5. The order number is 360W, W for white. They also come in black with a white front. And they were for stereo slides. Now, I will show you what else you need if you want to do with stamps what I'm suggesting. You need a standard 4x6 index card, heavyweight. I bought these on Amazon. I think they call it 80 pound. It's a nice stiff card. I cut the 4x6 cards in half with a paper cutter, 4x3, and it's 4 inches wide this way, or 100 millimeters, 101 millimeters. I call it 100. You'll also need plastic strips 1/4 inch by 4 inches, and these I made from food cartons that you might get at the store or a restaurant. It's just fairly stiff cardboard, cut 1/4 by 4 inches. And then this tape, I bought this on Amazon. It's tape sticky on both sides. Yeah, I guess I'd call that double-sided tape. 1/8 inch. It's 1/8 inch wide. And then on one side of the reel of tape, I put them. I scribble with the marker. You can see what I hit with the marker all the way around, so it catches the edge of the tape. So the viewer, the little strip, the 4x3 card, a pair of scissors. That's about it. So now I would like to show you how to make the pocket. I take a 4x3 card. First I'm going to tear a piece off. It's about 4 inches long and 1/8 inch wide. Now this part does not have to be precise. Something like 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of the card. So I stick the left side, and then the right side, because of the way the viewers are, the right side I want to have a little bit lower on the card, and higher the way I'm working on it, but lower when I turn it around, and press that down. Now I pick with a fingernail and pull the backing off, and the sticky tape is on there about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, and there's a line on the bottom of the sticky tape. Now this plastic is 1/4 inch that I'm cut with a paper cutter, 4 inches wide, and it's from a food container that I got from a restaurant, or you might get it from a store. It's fairly stiff, and then what I need to do is put this on, just touching that line. And I kind of see double, and so it's difficult, but I think I'm doing it. It might be good to work with a magnifier with a stand. Now I have a pocket that I can see through. Now this is a vertical stamp, but now we're talking about horizontal stamps, about 1.5 inches by 1 inch. And how do you get stamps? Well, eBay. Go to eBay, and then it gives you a category to pick. You want to pick the category stamps, and then a lot of people are selling what they call, stamp collectors call, plate blocks. It's 4 stamps with a number on it. And it's a good way to get 4 stamps, which would take care of two pairs. And so you'll probably find, if you go to eBay and say, you might want to say 4-cent plate blocks, or 5-cent plate blocks, or just plate blocks. And so then you'll get maybe a selection of 4 stamps, and you want to look for this. Well, we'll talk about some vertical stamps too, but horizontal stamps. Now I have two stamps, and I have the pocket with the 1/8 inch sticky tape and the 1/4 inch plastic, making a little pocket with 1/8 of an inch left for the stamp to hold on to the stamp. So usually I slide it in. Then I slide this one in. And if the card is 4 inches this way, and you put this stamp near the edge and this stamp near this edge, the spacing has to be right, and the spacing will be about right. It's just a wonderful coincidence, I think, that putting this to the left and this to the right on a standard card gives you what I need. And then I put this into the viewer, and it's just about perfect. If it's not perfect, you can lift slightly on the corner. If you lift slightly on the corner, you can bring the 2 images together. And then if raising the card on the right a little bit makes it correct, then you can push the left side stamp down into the pocket some more. You can also trim the bottom of the card very slightly, but don't need to do that. I got it on the first try. It happens here to be a sunny day, so I'm going to show you something that you can do with an engraved stamp. You put it in like this, and then I'm coming over here to the sunshine. And I shade the two barrels of the viewer with my fingers, and then I shine the sunlight down over the face of the stamp. There it is, and the engraving sparkles. So that's an added treat you can do on a sunny day. You can also shine a bright light down. If you have an overhead light, you can shade the two parts of the viewer and then get that light to shine straight over the face of the stamp, and it enhances the engraving. Now let me show you what you can do. This is the most common on stamps from, well, 3 centers, 4 centers, 5 centers, 8 centers, 10 centers, maybe some 13 are engraved. And an engraved stamp, you can feel the lettering. You can feel the design on an engraved stamp, and I just love the engraved stamps. And the most common that you'll find among U.S. stamps are this size. Maybe the next most common is it's the same size, 1.5 by 1, arranged vertically. And on this one, instead of applying the tape about a 1/4 inch high, you have to put the 1/8 inch tape right at the bottom so that you can see the whole stamp in the viewer. And then the plastic over the 1/4 inch plastic over the sticky tape all the way to the bottom of the card. And then, oh, maybe I didn't mention that for this size, the card is 100 millimeters. For the vertical one, you want it 90 millimeters. You cut the card in half to 4 by 3 and then take off 10 millimeters. So you have the card that's 3 inches this way and 90 millimeters this way. And then you see a beautiful engraving of Winston Churchill. And then there's a smaller, another size of stamp that's common, that's smaller, and for that you'd put the pocket a 1/4 inch high, roughly a 1/4 inch high, and use the card that's 90 millimeters wide, pocket higher than this, and then put the stamps, the small size stamp. It'll work out just about right for the small size stamps, horizontal or vertical. Thank you for watching my video. I hope that you give this a try. The links for the viewer, the stamps, I'll mention that on the comments. Is that what it would be?
The description.
Okay. Anyway, I'll give you links for and a more detailed explanation of what you need to buy in the tape, the card, the cutting of the plastic pocket, and go over some of the details. And you can email me with questions, and I would love to hear that you give this a try and see what you think. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me hear from you. Bye-bye.